and it is Friday. We're having some fun. I've now been joined by my new friend. This is Maxine Waters' new wig. We've decided, the crew here has decided after my rantings on Maxine Waters, they felt bad for her. So they wanted to offer her something to maybe give her a little boost, give her a little more attention. And they brought in the new Maxine Waters wig. So we've always known she was a clown, but now she can wear the wig and everybody else can know too. Welcome back to InfoWars Live, 3 to 5. Owen Schroyer with you on this Friday. And we just had Omar Navarro on, who will be running against Maxine Waters in the 43rd District of California in 2018. We hope Omar can help drain the swamp of the swamp creature like Maxine Waters, who, I am in the middle of making a documentary type of thing right now with Maxine Waters. It's going to be called Mad Maxine Fury Road. Just a little teaser for that. We're working on that right now. But the only problem that I'm having is she just puts out more gold every night. It's like I have to put this stuff in there every night. But no, I just have to wait. I just have to take what I have and just accept the fact that Maxine Waters is going to open her big mouth every night and say something stupid, and it just everything cannot possibly make it into this. But Maxine Waters did go on MSNBC, again chose to open her big mouth and make a fool of herself, and we've got the clips and the coverage on it. Let's go to those right now. Let's roll the first clip of Mad Maxine.
I don't honor him. I don't respect this president. I don't think that he deserves to be president of this great country. I am very concerned about him, and I really think he's dangerous. This is abnormal, what we're experiencing with this president. Something is terribly wrong with this president.
This president, this president, this president. She thinks that because she can read and alliterate her words that you should take her seriously. I mean, literally, this woman is so diluted in the past that she really thinks that because she can read, because she's a black woman that's made it, that she is like a holy grail of existence. No, Maxine, it's 2017. We have gone way beyond that. Just because you can go on the air and say, this president, this president, this president, doesn't give you any more credibility just because you're a woman. So get that through your head, or actually we'll just get you out of office. Let's roll to the next one.
I don't know what he's talking about. With a man who often does not know what he's talking about. I don't know what this president means when he talks about any of these issues.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Does anybody know what's being talked about? I don't know what's being talked about. This is Maxine Waters, folks. Look, this is just what she says. This is the gold that this woman puts out there every day. She says, Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know what Trump's talking about. Nobody knows what anybody's talking about. She's clueless. She is literally clueless. I can't believe that, and I do this all the time. I can't believe that as a broadcaster, as a journalist, I have to cover politicians, quote unquote, leaders that are this stupid. That's the only word I can use to describe somebody that sits up. Well, I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Does he know what he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about. You clearly don't know what you're talking about. You clearly don't know what he's talking about. You clearly don't know what anyone's talking about because you're still talking. Let's roll to the next one.
And I have taken him on, as you know, and the millennials have joined me.
Oh, I love this new talking point that she has. I love this new thing. I'm the queen of the millennials. They call me Auntie Maxine. Somebody writes a story. Somebody writes an opinion piece about how the millennials are gravitating towards her. Somebody gives her a nickname of Auntie Maxine, and oh my gosh, the air of confidence, the air of arrogance that got put into this crazy woman's lungs. Oh my God, she's the queen of the millennials now. The millennials love Maxine Waters. You know what? I have a feeling that the millennials don't even love you. I think that this is another one of your bat-loon crazy theories that you planted in your own head. Again, I could write a story right now that says, all the bug-eyed lizards are for Maxine Waters. That doesn't mean it's real. There's no evidence. What polls show that millennials are behind Maxine Waters? What polls? What results does she have to make this claim? She just has some opinion piece, and then she just rolls with it. I think the millennials are going to vote for Omar Navarro in 2018, Maxine Waters. I wonder how that one's going to feel for you. Just another proof that you really don't know what you're talking about. But, of course, those are the words out of your own mouth. Let's roll to the next one.
And the way that he simply makes allegations and charges about what his connections are with Putin and the Kremlin and those oligarchs in Russia. When we heard about how he talked about women, grabbing them by their private parts, etc., I started to watch him very closely during the campaign season. And when he mimicked and mocked a disabled journalist, and as you know, I've continued to talk about, I believe that if we have the credible investigations, that it will lead to his impeachment. And the way that he simply makes allegations and charges.
See, this is what I love. She's complaining about Donald Trump making up allegations and charges as she does it the entire segment. Literally. This is what I'm talking about. How is this real? How is this reality? Am I living in a science fiction 1984 novel right now? That's the only way Maxine Waters can be real. And she said something very important. She said, credible investigations. See, she's already getting ready because she knows that her whole Russia narrative is going to fail. So she's saying credible investigations. So whenever the investigations come out, we'll get to more of that in a second. These ongoing huge investigations that actually are going on, but actually aren't going on because Trump wasn't being wiretapped. So there's that whole narrative, too, that is being twisted and concocted. But she says credible. So whenever it comes out, you know what she's just going to say? Well, this investigation isn't credible. So this is how the Democrats work. The only time it's credible, the only time anything is credible, your opinion, your story, your investigation, your research, your study, your poll. The only time anything is credible in the eye of a Democrat is if it fits their narrative. That's how Maxine Waters works. That's why she inserted credible investigation into that rhetoric, because she's already discrediting the investigation because she knows it proved nothing. That's Maxine Waters. Let's roll to the next one.
Getting these investigations done to find out who he really is and what this is all about.
Who he really is. Who is Donald Trump? He's not been a public figure for 40 years.
We're able to absolutely get the facts that show that there was collusion with his campaign and with this president and Russia, then he deserves to be impeached. I have not called for impeachment. I have not called for the impeachment yet.
Oh, just a little taste. Just a little taste. And actually, at the end of that last says, she says, I have not called for the impeachment yet. He's done it himself. What? I'm sorry. I must have missed the headline of Donald Trump calling for his impeachment. I must have missed that headline, Maxine. When did Donald Trump call for his own impeachment? According to you, you didn't call for his impeachment, even though you've done it dozens of times. He called for his own impeachment, according to Maxine Waters. Again, this woman doesn't live in reality. I can't even believe that this is my reality, having to call her out on all this nonsense. Let's roll to the next one.
He's going to become presidential. When is that going to happen? Just the other day with Bill O'Reilly, he stood up for him when Bill O'Reilly had been shown to have made settlements of over $13 million.
So now Mad Maxine is upset with Donald Trump because he stood up for Bill O'Reilly and his recent sexual harassment allegations. But wait a second. Maxine Waters was with Hillary Clinton, who's married to Bill Clinton, who has also settled multiple rape cases. Did you forget about that, Maxine? Oh, I remember now. See, that's not credible because it doesn't fit Maxine Waters' narrative. So see how that works, folks? So it's okay for Maxine Waters to be upset with Donald Trump for standing up for Bill O'Reilly, whose alleged sexual harassment settlement has just gone down. But it's okay for Maxine Waters to stand with Hillary Clinton, who's married to Bill Clinton, who has also settled multiple rape cases. And you know what? Hillary Clinton actually stood up for a rapist in court. So, but you see, that's okay for Maxine Waters because all of that is discredited because it doesn't fit her view of reality. But how dare Donald Trump stand up for Bill O'Reilly, because he has sexual harassment claims against him. But ignore Bill Clinton's. Just ignore that because I'm Maxine Waters. You see, I just ignore the reality that I don't want to see. That's how I work. My name is Maxine Waters, and I live in delusion land. Here's the next clip of me.
I don't know if you're acting in the best interest of your constituents, of the Democratic Party, coming out and saying, look, we all know the history of the grabbing of the genitalia and everything that happened in campaign, but we are now in reality. He is our president. He is our commander-in-chief, and things have to get done in this country. And to me, I don't want to hear a member of my party just say, there's no way I'm working with him on anything. I don't think that's good for the party, and I don't think that's good for the country, and I just don't think that's living in reality.
Well, of course, maybe you are not as offended as some of us are.
I'm very offended.
I'm offended. I'm offended. Whoa. Don't say that I'm not offended. Hold up. Whoa. I am offended. I want to be very clear, Maxine, that I am fully offended right now. No, Maxine, well, I mean, maybe you're not as offended as me. Whoa, I'm just as offended as any other liberal out there. Oh, I'm so offended. This is how these people operate. It's not about policy. It's not about effectiveness. It's not about the economy. It's not about anything. It's about who is the most offended. So here is a guy a liberal that actually starts to think logically for a second, and he's like, wait a second, Maxine, you're probably hurting yourself right now. You're probably hurting your candidacy. You're probably hurting the Democratic Party. Why won't you at least live in reality and accept the fact that this guy is the president? Well, maybe you're just not as offended as me. Whoa, I'm just as offended as you, though. It's funny how that conversation took a strange turn, didn't it? It went from her accepting the fact Trump is president to her just saying she's more offended than the host that pushed back on her absurd rhetoric about the president. So this is a liberal conversation. This is liberal infighting. Who is the most offended? Seriously, I couldn't believe, did you see? Whoa, I'm offended. Don't say that I'm not offended. Oh, I'm very offended. I'm a Democrat. I'm virtue signaling, Maxine. Let's not cross lines here. We're all very offended. Let me just be very clear, Maxine. We're all very offended, okay? I just want you to live in reality, but I'm very offended. Let's roll the next one.
To deny he's our president and I'm not doing any business with him, I don't think is in the best interest of your constituents.
Well, I do think it's in the best interest of my constituents. I think he's dangerous.
So she wants to have Donald Trump removed from office. She thinks she knows about her constituents. Well, I guess we're going to find out. I guess we're going to find out in 2018. But, I just want to say this. So Omar Navarro comes on. Yeah, Matt, this is the video of Maxine saying that she's a millennial, a woman who I think is in her 70s now, at least in her 60s. She's a bicentennial. She's the bicentennial robot. That's what she is, Robin Williams, bicentennial robot. No, but she thinks she knows what her constituents want, but we're going to find that out. She thinks she's a millennial. She literally, this is a clueless woman. How does this woman get into office? But look, here's what I'm saying. Omar Navarro is somebody from the district, cares about the district, wants to help his district. Think about the daily routine of a Maxine Waters, okay? She doesn't even live in her district. She's never really even in California, from what I can tell. She seems to be gallivanting around Washington a lot with her liberal friends. So here's what Maxine Waters does as a politician. Maxine Waters gets up. She has to, fix her wig. She has to powder her face. She has to fix her wig. And then she probably has to put makeup on for about 2 hours while fixing her hair. And then she goes on TV. Then she goes on the Hill and she complains about Trump. And then she's done for the day, and then she has to take probably another hour or two to remove her makeup and to polish her chrome dome. So that's Maxine Waters' day. That's a politician, Maxine Waters' day. Omar Navarro is going to get in here, and he's going to be like Trump. He's going to meet with local small business owners in his district. He's going to meet with them, find out what they need, what kind of tax plans they think would work, what kind of regulations are restricting them from growing. Why is the homeless population up? Why is all this littering and trash in the streets? While Maxine Waters is putting on makeup and a wig Omar Navarro is going to be actually working for his district. Maxine Waters. Just, wow.
Anthony Gucciardi joins us to talk about BioPCA, the latest formula to be announced and released by InfoWarsLife.com. They're true game changers. They're organic. They're proven as safe. And they're also very affordable.
Exactly. You talk about being a game changer, right? You talk about, we're in an industry where we talk to the industry leaders. We've both talked to them. They have individuals that are hired only to save money and get the lowest quality junk and put it in as many capsules as possible so they can make the highest profit margins. Okay? We refuse to screw people. We refuse to do that. We actually want to make something that's good.
I went on what Mother Nature gave us, and it's changed my life, and it's also helped the InfoWar change the country and the world. It's a win-win. InfoWarsLife.com.